And now to breaking news. Florida's Education Commissioner Tony Bennett has resigned.
And this move follows controversy out of his own home state of Indiana and how schools were graded there. Local 10's Michael Putney's live in Delray Beach, where he heard from the governor on this. Good afternoon, Michael.
Jason, Governor Rick Scott came to this Office Depot in Delray Beach this morning to watch some kids get backpacks full of school supplies and to talk up the upcoming sales tax holiday for back-to-school supplies. However, we wanted to talk with him about the abrupt and embarrassing resignation of his state education commissioner, Tony Bennett. Governor, did you fire Tony Bennett or did you ask him to resign?
I talked to Tony Bennett last night. He let me know that he's going to resign. It was his decision to resign. I think he's doing a press conference right now. He did a great job. If you look at the things that we talked about today, we talked about the debit card for the teachers, he was part of that. We talked about the pay raise for the teachers, the $480 million, he was part of that. The $1.2 billion for increasing K-12 education, he was part of that, so he did a great job.
Well, if he did a great job, why is he leaving? Do you believe these allegations about changing grades in Indiana?
No, he's made the decision to leave, so I'm not familiar with the details.
Tony Bennett came to Florida last January from Indiana, where he was that state's education superintendent, and where, unbeknownst to Governor Rick Scott, he appears to have changed a school grade from C to A as a big favor to a Republican donor. School starts in about, 2 weeks, and you're without a state education commissioner. You brought him in last January with great expectations. Who's going to take this job?
Well, Gary Chartrand is the chairman of the Board of Education. He's going to call a meeting and recommend that Pam Stewart, who's now our chancellor of K-12, will be the interim commissioner. She did a great job. She was the interim commissioner last fall.
This episode is a big embarrassment for Governor Scott, who had made education a centerpiece of his administration. Now this guy Tony Bennett leaves under quite a scandal. We're live in Delray Beach. Christy, back to you.
Okay, and right before the start of school, as you mentioned, tough times. All right, thanks a lot, Michael.
And right now at noon, more victims from the Hialeah massacre are being laid to rest today. Tearful tributes are being held for 4 of the 6 victims. Right now, services are being held for a husband and wife who were shot and killed by Pedro Vargas last week.
Let's get right out to Local 10 Sasha Andrade. She's live in Miami Lakes for us right now. Sasha?
Well, it's not often you see 2 caskets at one funeral. Honestly, it was difficult to watch. Relatives gathered right underneath that green awning for about an hour and a half underneath this oppressive summer heat that folks didn't even seem to notice as they said goodbye. These 2 caskets, side by side, represent a couple that lived their lives this way.